What is up, everybody? We are back once again for Madden 20 NFL GM. Hold up, I done messed all that up. Madden 20 Armchair GM series with the Miami Dolphins. There's the beautiful Doug Peterson in the Aqua. If you missed last episode, we were able to finally get our coach. That might be the difference between us being perennial underperformers and contenders. Also, last episode I kind of overviewed at the end anyway. I overviewed the roster, kind of where we stand and what I want to do with free agency. Just to kind of re-elaborate that concisely, I'm looking to draft some skill positions, namely running back to back up Kareem Hunt because he is in a contract year. Not sure if I want to re-sign him. He could be rather expensive, and he is somewhat injury prone. Also, wide receiver, looking to maybe improve there. Also, might pawn off Devontae Parker or cut him. Don't know which yet. And then, of course, Joe Campbell, might pawn him off as well. Would like to pick up some depth on the offensive line, but after a little bit of off-the-camera evaluation, I might float the idea of trading Kinsley or Whitlock and seeing just if I can get like some, I don't know, back-end picks, maybe a 4th or 5th or something for a team that really needs an offensive lineman. Just to, because I do need to try and free up a few picks, and it would be try to get picks for the next season. I think would be the best play. I think I would get better picks if I waited for the return on investment there. If I traded for, not this coming draft, but the next draft, I get a little bit better pick for a little worse of a prospect, so to speak. Because we need to try to free up some picks, maybe get a little more cap space. I haven't looked at the free agency class other than what y'all saw on camera, so I'm not sure what's available there. But I would like to spend a little bit of money and try to get some depth where needed. On the defensive side, we need depth pretty badly at the linebacker position. We literally have apparently 5 linebackers from the looks of this. We may actually have more on rosters. There's only 5 appearing on this particular screen. And I have no backups for middle linebacker, and that's not bueno. Also would like to pick up some depth on the defensive line because, Hobbs may end up being okay, but I don't think he's going to progress in anything. He's a normal dev rate. He's a 69. He's going into his 3rd season. It's likely that he, might get cut or just get, relegated to like 3rd string. Would like to pick up some depth there for the ends and for the defensive tackle positions, but I'm not looking to try to get anything that would jump Taylor and Gottschall because that's a deadly duo right there. Cornerback, I said this in the previous episode as well, would like to draft one for the future instead of signing one for the future. I feel like I might be peaking according to my little mic levels, so I'm going to kind of change this. I might get quieter, but yeah. And Antonio Wright, he's up there at 76 overall. I think I might have critiqued him a little harshly last episode because he is going into his 3rd season. He's got a start of dev rate. He's 76. So I might give him another season, but I'm not against taking best available if it's the only thing available. What else? I think that's kind of basically it. I think before I get into free agency, start looking at the free agency class, I'm going to float some trade offers and see what I could possibly get for Joe Campbell and Devontae Parker and either Hensley or Whitlock. So I'm going to probably do that off camera, and I will reconvene with you if I get a successful trade or if I decide that's not the route I want to go. But let me see before I do anything. Salaries. Just to kind of elaborate, I mentioned this as well. Our cap space for the season is $46.5 million, but we have $20.6 for rookie reserves because all the picks we do have. So that'd be one reason why I'd be trying to pawn some picks off. with some guys to maybe get some better picks for the next draft. So I'm gonna start floating some trade offers, and like I said, I will reconvene with you when I'm ready, I guess. All right, after a little bit of negotiation, I guess is the negotiation. That said that really funny. After a little bit of negotiating, I was able to work out a deal with the Packers. The Packers only have Aaron Rodgers on their roster, and he's like a 67 overall. So Campbell is to them a 4-star rating on a trade piece. He's got a star development trait. So, and I think he is a higher overall than Aaron Rodgers, so he can come in and basically he's QB1 in terms of ratings. But I was able to pull their second round from this year, their second round from next year, and a fourth round from next year. I gave up one of my third round picks this year and my only fourth round pick from this year. So I was able to offload a couple of those picks there in the mid rounds to move up into have 2 picks into the second round and get us an additional second for next season and an additional fourth. So I felt like that was pretty good for me because Campbell was not going to see playing time with me, and I might as well have gotten something out of him. But that does mean now that we need to go and try to find a additional quarterback. But I may not be done trading just yet, so I will reconvene with you when a decision is made there. Alright, was able to work out another deal. This time I was able to send off Mr. Hensley. The Steelers left guard situation far from good. I believe their starter was like a 68, so Hensley's an improvement for them. I had to give up the other 2 of my third round picks, but moved into the second round for a third second round pick for this season, and picked up another second round pick for next season. May not be the best play there, but now I have 6 picks in the first 2 rounds, 3 in the first, 3 in the second, and I still have Devontae Parker that I'm looking to possibly deal off as well to maybe pick up a third and a fourth, though I think I can do better than a third and a fourth, so just to wait and see, but I will reconvene with you if something else happens. Okay, another deal here. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but they accepted it, so I guess I ain't got no choice but to take it. Sent Parker to the Chiefs. They literally had Tyreek Hill, and after that it was like hogwash. But traded off both of my fifths to move back into the third, so now I have 7 picks in the first 3 rounds for this coming draft, and then next season added another third rounder there. Had to give up both of my fifths though for this year, but I'm not too upset with it because we got a lot of picks, like I say, in the first 3 rounds now, so we should be able to refill all these holes with possibly better people. So let's take a quick gander at our draft picks. I was able to, like I say, get rid of some of these picks, so I'll have a little bit more money for free agency, or should rather. That's my practice squad. Here we go. All right, so I got 3 1s, I got 3 2s, a third, 2 6s, and a 7. So I'm not in the 4th or the 5th rounds. I'm fine with that because for the next season I've already got 3 2s, 2 3s, 2 4s, and then of course I'll always be open to trading back once we get into the draft itself with one of these picks. And I'm not against maybe moving back from either the 7th or the 8th spot to maybe add a 4th and a 5th this year. Maybe pick up some extra picks for next year. Just kind of have to wait and see what's up, see who's interested in moving up into either of those spots, what's available, what I need. All these things are factors. But let me take a gander here at the salaries. I should, yeah, I have less money now for the rookie reserve. I have more cap space as well. So now I have even more money to spend in free agency, which we will now start here. Actually, yeah, okay, 33.8 milli. First things first, I do need a backup quarterback. Matt Stafford ain't it. Will Greer might be it. He's getting a lot of money thrown at him, though, by the Jaguars. They are in need of a quarterback. Is the reason that is happening. He's being bidded on pretty high. He looks like a... What's his name that I just traded off? Hensley. I wouldn't mind having Greer. I feel like Stafford is... This is a side note. I wouldn't think Stafford would be the kind of guy to take a backup position. I feel like once he fell out of his... once he lost a starting job, he's done. He's not wanting a whole lot of money, though, to be back up. So... he can come spend time with his family. He can bring his family and spend some time in Florida for a season. He really likes that deal, so let's make it worse. That's typically how this goes. Alright, we'll do that. I don't think that'll hinder it too much. Yeah, he still likes it pretty good, but I mean, we're not giving up a whole lot of money. He's a 72 overall, so it's not a hard drop off there. Should the worst happen. Halfbacks, like I said, I don't really want to sign a halfback. I'd rather draft one. And there's a couple of guys that I was looking at that I've scouted that I really like. Wide receiver, again, I prefer to draft one. And it's not like I'd be getting a whole lot better than where I was at anyway with Devontae. Dang, they're going after Josh Reynolds hardcore. But not Mecole Hardman, which is weird. Tight ends, probably wouldn't hurt to pick up a tight end. There's a Jordan Reed, Jesse James. We're going to start seeing more and more guys that from that very first season in that draft class start being free agents and stuff now. So that'll be interesting to see going forward. Josh Oliver. I'm not against that right there. Again, Josh Oliver, CJ Uzomah, Dawson Knox. He fits our scheme. The thing is, he would be behind the waiters. They'd be kind of even there. I'm cool with that. Let's just we'll give him this little deal here, and it's not a whole lot, and he really likes the deal, so he'll probably end up taking it. We'll drop the offer just a teensy bit. I'll leave the signing bonus there. Okay, yeah, he don't like it as much, but it's still a decent offer. All right, again, want to pick up some depth on the offensive line, preferably at the guard or center positions. JC Treader, Corbett. Thing is that some of these guys are being signed for starters, and I'm out here signing for depth. There's Kyle Long again. Do I just re-sign him? I mean, I'm not against it. He's depth anyway. There's Connor McGovern. He's young too. Ron Leary. They're both the same thing. Leary fits my scheme, so we'll pick up Leary if he will allow it. Let's throw this and see what we get. 99, so he really likes that deal, so we're going to drop it just a touch here. Just a touch. He still likes it. I mean, we're still coming out pretty decent there. What about center? Lindsley. Corey Lindsley. You run into like this thing where I don't want to sign guys that are too young that expect to start, But if you sign older guys, you're going to be signing to like 1 and 2 year deals, and they're going to regress. So you kind of you walk a fine line there, playing this game. There's Eric Flyers. If I'm going to sign depth, I prefer to sign decently rated depth. Jawan James.
LeBron James.
31. He did play for Miami at one point, so I mean that makes sense. He doesn't fit our scheme though. What about left tackles? There's Greg Robinson. I mean, he's 71. Mason Cole. I mean, I'm not against still taking linemen in the draft. It's not like I have to sign free agency. And I think the one dude that I'm trying to sign, I think is decent enough depth for the guard positions. There's Olivier Vernon, rather. He'd be decent depth, though he is 32. I mean, the depth, there's Charles Harris's self. I would love to have Dexter Lawrence because he fits our scheme, but the thing is, he would immediately jump both Gottschall and Taylor. And like I said, you know, why would I put guys over them when they're performing really well? But at the same time, maybe if I sign better rating, that person does even better than what they're doing, you know. So it's interesting thoughts. Tyler Davison, PJ Hall. Tennessee wants him. And they can probably have him. Antoine Woods. I feel like he played for Tennessee too at some point. Andrew Billings. These guys are literally 1 point in rating is like the difference of 1 million apparently. Salary. He's younger and taller, so we'll sign Mr. Rennell Wren. Let's see if he'll take this deal. 94. We'll lower the salary a couple more. He don't like that quite as much, but hey, I'm the only one offering you right now, so take it or leave it. You'll probably leave it. Brandon Graham. He's a superstar, 35-year-old. He's wanting $6 million over a season. He fits my scheme. He'd be a backup. There's Jarrell Casey. So not too keen on that. When I could get Olivier Vernon for almost half of that salary, and he's just as highly rated. He's just a couple points lower. I think I'll try that. I mean, 2.4, 115. See, it's with that. I might lower the sign-up bonus. I might get. It's still the same difference. Okay. I mean, he'd be depth, so let's just kind of look and see what we've got here. Try Davis, Ja'Kai Polite, Jalen Ferguson, Preston Smith. Cornerbacks. I did, and I know I've said I wanted to draft a corner of the future. Oh, never mind. He's 34 years old. I was going to be like, I wouldn't mind signing Chris Harris to put it, because he's X Factor, put him across from Xavier and just have two shutdown corners. But he's 34, so disregard that. Now, Greedy Williams, on the other hand, 25, 82 overall. Not against that. That would give me 4 solid corners. But I could probably draft my own Greedy Williams. I mean, I do have several picks. I feel like I'm skimping out somewhere. I just don't know where it is. Greg Zerline. I really want to draft a halfback. I've got a lot of picks. I don't know if I really need to try to sign anybody. I mean, I've got some good offers right here, so we need to see who signs those before we make any kind of other offers. Also, I think I'll be able to start scouting again here momentarily. Yeah, I'll be able to. All right, Olivier took it, Stafford took it, and Leary took it. Hired a scout. Acknowledge it. Was it the guy that I wanted? So I had like 5, I think, offers, and so 2 of them did not get accepted. Dawson Knox and Renell Wren. Renell Wren's getting money thrown at him now, so I'm gonna have to step my game back up on that front. We'll do this right here. He should be cool with it. 95. One more. I'll go 640, 1.6. I should have offered him a decent deal. Let's go around 99. That puts us closer to the Bengals. Mr. Knox here. I will jump his salary up, but Doc is signing bonus. Wow, he liked that a whole lot better. Let's dock that signing bonus again. Yeah, I mean, apparently the signing bonus ain't as big of a deal to him. It's cool. So maybe they will sign now. Apologize, I had to scratch my eyeball as it itched. Nobody's throwing money at Chris Harris. I mean, he is wanting $10 million at 34-year-old. For the Bants, should I just throw him like $2 million? I said 2. I was being somewhat facetious with that. I don't like that. Even like I dropped that a lot. Still don't like the idea of doing that. So we ain't going to. Devonta Freeman. Nah. Miko Hardman. I've got some decent receivers. I just prefer to draft a guy that's going to be a good number 2. Acknowledge that. Acknowledge that. Acknowledge that. Where's it at? Here we go. Who is the scout we signed? Is he any good? Yes, he is. 22 overall. Banging. Speaking of scouts, I'm going to scout real quick, and then I will reconvene with you for week 3 of the free agency. Alright, so looks like Dawson Knox took our contract, but Mr. Wren declined, so he must have taken that deal from the Bengals instead, which is fine. No issues there. Let's see. He was a defensive tackle. Jonathan Hankins, Andrew Billings, Antoine Woods. I prefer not to get below a 70 with a guy. I could go Antoine Woods, it's just he's a little bit older. I guess I could draft somebody. I drafted or signed Olivier Vernon at left end. Let's see. Dexter Lawrence with the Colts. Where did Randy go? There he is. Yeah, he did take the Bengals offer. What did they offer? 1.7, 690, and then yeah, that was better than what I was offering. That is fair. I mean, I guess I'll offer him some kind of low ball contract here. See if he takes it. I'm cool with that. 87 points. Let's see. I'm gonna scout real quick, and then we'll reconvene for week 4, I'll probably show you the. Actually, I will show you. I won't probably. I will show you the draft board. I was trying to think there, and kind of have a pre-plan going into the draft for next episode. So I'll reconvene with you there. All right, we are finally through free agency. Mr. Woods did take our offer, so we shored up that little hole there. I still got a scout for this week. Let me acknowledge this, but let's take a gander at our lineup thus far. Not going to be a whole lot of changes other than we just added Mr. Leary for depth purposes on the offensive side. Former great, I guess he's currently great IRL, but former great as far as our universe is concerned. Great quarterback Stafford is now backing up, providing some veteran leadership there. For some reason Olivier Vernon is listed as a defensive tackle, whatever. Antoine Woods is right there behind Mr. Vincent Taylor. Still didn't make it any progress on the linebacker front, but as we've said multiple times, I've got a lot of picks in the draft, especially at the top portion of it. So actually what I'll do is let me scout. I'll bring you back. We'll look at our picks, and then we'll try to devise a plan of attack. So I will pretty much bring you in as soon as I say, okay, alright, yeah, okay. Alright, I could probably do this, and I just realized I probably could do this in the little draft board thanky thing. Anyways, so here are the picks we have. Once again, 3 first rounders, 3 second rounders, a third rounder. So we have 7 total picks in the first 93 picks. There's a lot of talent to be had, and then we follow it up with a couple of 6s and then a 7. And of course, as always, I can always draft back and add in some of those mid-round picks with what I've got. I do have 2 points available. The least you can spend is 3. Just kind of how it worked out, because since my scout is a linebacker specialist, hold up, let me show you, 11, 7, and 3. It's just how the points worked out. But we will start over here, and then I will go over here to my draft board. I've already put several guys on it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove them, and we'll just start from scratch. You may have saw a couple of guys there that were pretty cool grabs, but we'll just keep it at that. We have the 7th and the 8th and the 21st overall pick in the first round. Like I said, I really need a halfback. Gilbert Brackens is going to be the guy that I go after my first pick, and the reason is it's the only other first round halfback is a 5th round talent, no bueno, 3rd round guy, and then there's a 2nd round talent in the 3rd round, but I'm really wanting this Gilbert Brackens, because once you get outside of that first round, halfbacks are kind of weird with the overalls. They're not that great. Plus, his combine's freaking amazing. So he fits our scheme. There's a fairly gappy gap with talent. There's a 3rd, 4th round talents that could be probably got. There's a 4th round talent in the 7th round. I'll keep him in mind. If we don't grab Brackens, there's a 3rd round talent, a 5th round. I'll keep him in mind as well. But Gilbert Brackens is probably our guy. Nothing against Reggie Carrier, Deion Holly. Nothing against either of those. They're just Deion Holly maybe. I know what I'm getting when I get Gilbert Brackens. 1st round talent. He's an early 1st round talent. He was 1st in the 40, 3-cone, and the 20-yard shuttle. He might be the best guy in the draft. I don't know that. He might be the best guy in the draft, though, because that is an amazing combine. He's projected 3rd pick, I guess, if this is... damn it. Hold up. I've got to... Hold up. To do that, and that goes away. Cool. Alright. So, yeah. Another very interesting thought. All top three. It's like it knew what I needed. I don't know. It was very weird. But Jarrett Royal, cornerback, he was a baller at his combine as well. Literally, the only thing he didn't do very well was the broad jump. It is hard to jump over some broads. I would know. But hey, don't let it hold a player down. He's an early first round guy. He could be the best guy in the draft. Who knows? He actually might be with that amazing combine, though his combine green is technically worse than the halfback. So I will be looking to grab him. I would absolutely love between Jarrett Royal, and I'll go ahead and throw Denton Welch in there as well. I would love between these three guys with that 7th and 8th overall picks. If I could go back to back with two of these three guys right here, it would be amazing. If all three guys are there at that 7th pick, I'm probably going Gilbert Brackens and then Jarrett Royal if they're both there. Just because I don't need middle linebacker help as much as I need to go ahead and draft a backup for Kareem Hunt's brittle little ass, and would like to grab that corner of the future with Xavier Howard being an X factor. I think he's in a contract season. He's already a big cap hit as it is. He's probably going to become a bigger cap hit after this season. He's going to want some money, and I can't blame him. He is a baller. But that is kind of my plan. Halfback, cornerback, Brackens Royal. If one of those guys are gone, but these other two are here, I could definitely see myself going Welch and Brackens or Welch and Royal, or whatever combo there. I really don't think all three of these guys are. I don't even know if any of the three guys are going to make it to me, which kind of has me worried, and I kind of want to move up. But I feel like it would cost a lot to try to move up, so I'm going to try to hold steady with what I've got. If I don't get any of these guys, what am I going to be looking at? I'm going to be looking at this outside linebacker right here, Mr. Cassius Carter. Don't know how he prefers to say it. But there are some good wide receiver talent right here as well. So Miles Spikes, Lincoln Jennings, and Kyrie Leonard, all solid guys, though I'd probably have preference for my scheme fits. Kyle Rudolph, not the tight end out of Minnesota. Rather, it's a free safety out of Stanford. Is a option, though I need a strong safety, not a free safety. But he will be there if I decide to go after him. There's a left end power rusher out of Alabama. He fits our scheme. I've got Wilkins and I've got Hampton, so I don't need him. But again, I won't close the idea off. Jelani Flowers, first round talent and evaluation out of Ohio State, had a really good combine. Wow, he tore it up. He might end up being the best guy in the draft. Who knows? Because he's early first round talent. So I'll keep him in mind definitely as well. I could definitely see him, if he maybe falls that 21st pick, could be what I go after to really supplement that defensive tackle position. And he could also serve as rotational for the left and right ends. That would be interesting. He doesn't fit our scheme. He is a power rusher. So we might, we would work on it. If you got the talent, you're not going to keep a guy off the field just because of scheme. If he's that damn good, you're going to find a place to put him. That's just how it is. But he's there. We got some guys that suck. Didn't scout any tight ends that I'm aware of. There's a right tackle out of Texas A&M. Once again, probably not going to go lineman in the first round. Maybe not even in the second round. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But lineman depth and talent is always a thing of interest. I did scout several linemen just because Brandon Brooks will probably not be with us after this season, depending on his overall. So I did scout centers especially. There's another defensive tackle. He did pretty well at the combine. He actually is a pretty solid guy too. He's a late projection, but he's an early first rounder. So we'll keep him in mind. Just kind of working our way through here. There's another middle linebacker, Mr. Denton Thurman. He had pretty good combine there, except for his 40. He was a little slow. He's a mid-first rounder with an early second-round projection. So he could be a guy that we might try to grab with a second-round pick. if he falls to us and we miss out on Welch up there. There's Terrence Barnard. Barnard. I've seen Bernard, Benard. I've seen Barnyard, but Barnard, that's interesting. But he's a cornerback, and he played at Toledo. His awareness is a little low. Combine, nothing spectacular, but he's a mid-second rounder, early second-round projection. So we'll keep him in mind. Some of these guys obviously will kind of be play it by ear, depending on what we get with those picks up top. Ronald Baldwin, there's another left tackle there. Keep him in mind. Dakota Richter. Wow, what's he? He's a late first rounder, but he's a mid-second round projection. He did pretty okay at his combine. He was the second fastest right end. Pretty quick feet there with the 3-cone and the 20-yard shuttle out of Virginia Tech. Doesn't fit our scheme, but we'll keep him in our thoughts. It sounded like he lost somebody in his family. We'll keep him in our thoughts. There's a late first round projection there. Craig Edmonds. Pretty cool guy that I might try to grab in the second round if we don't get that other defensive tackle up top, Mr. Jelani Flowers. This is Javonte Wild. He had a pretty decent combine. Cornerback, once again, I prefer to go with Royal, who's looking better and better as I kind of work my way through this. There's some other guys here. There's a strong safety. I would love to grab him at some point. He is a late second round projection and talent, so he may not be an option for me unless he falls into the third round, which doubtfully happens. But he's got a pretty good combine. Could provide some at least competition for Antonio Wright to maybe step his game up. There's a right end, Benji Walton. Excuse me as I pushed the wrong button. There's right end, Benji Walton. He's out of BYU, speed rusher. Doesn't fit our scheme, but you know, it is what it is. I didn't get to finish scouting these guys. Don't know why I didn't, but whatever. Diamond Riddle, wow, first round talent in the third round. I'm gonna go ahead and just star him anyway. Late first round talent, early third round. So we have several defensive tackle options. We don't have to necessarily go with Jelani Flowers, but if Jelani's there and that's what I've got to choose from, I ain't gonna hesitate. Another wide receiver, another left end. I'm not gonna star every green diamond. I'm just going to kind of keep it open with main targets that I would like to have. 4th and 4. Daniel Turner. Wow, first round talent. I forgot about him. First round talent in the 5th round. Late first round talent. He is a wide receiver. This could be a guy that we go after if everything goes perfect for us in that first and second round. This would be a guy we go after with our 3rd round pick. I don't know if he'd fall to us in the 6th round because he's got 5th round projection, but it might be somebody we try to grab there in the 3rd round, where I may try to take my 6s and move up to 4. I don't know. We'll just have to kind of evaluate it as it happens, but I would love to grab him. He looks like a pretty good grab with a 1st round talent in a 5th round projection. There's a 2nd round talent in the 5th round. I'll go ahead and star him too just in case. He fits our scheme as well. Mr. Raleigh Connor out of Oregon State. Where was Le'Veon out of? He doesn't fit our scheme. He's a slot guy out of Oklahoma, but you know what? Hey, it is what it is. Jerome Grant, 3rd round talent. I've already got him starred. 3rd round talent out of Oregon State, power back. Pretty decent rating projections there. Keep that in mind as I work my way through here. Middle linebacker, 6th round. So nothing abnormal. A 5th round talent in the 6th round. 4th round running back in the 7th. Anything else? Just kind of quickly scrolling through here. 5th round. We'll keep him in mind toward that back end of the draft. Jerron Howard out of Texas Southern. Early 5th round talent, though he's projected to go undrafted. He was the quickest of the strong safeties. So we will keep him there on the list. Undrafted guy. 7th round guy. Well, I'll star him. Probably won't be anything worth getting, but 6th round guy, same thing. Another guy go undrafted. 6th round safety. Only reason I'm starring these guys and not the other ones is because these guys are going undrafted, and I just keep them in mind as I get later and later in the draft if there's like absolutely nothing. Ooh, 4th round safety, undrafted. And that is our list. Alright, so here's our draft board. Let us order it the way we want to order it. We want to move Mr. Jarrett Royal up here with Mr. Gilbert Brackens. Denton Welch is going to go right in behind them. Cassius Carter right in behind those three. And then, honestly, I need to unstar. It'll be fine. How do I want to do that? I'll just leave it as is. Miles Spikes. Kind of just move these guys up. And our preferences. Probably should have not started the halfbacks and just went down the list. I will reorder these a little bit better in a second. I'm just kind of moving them up so I have a better idea. Okay. Alright. In the order that I want them, I want Gilbert Brackens, then Jarrett Royal. I feel like, obviously, because of my picks, I got back-to-back picks in the first round there. So the way it works out, regardless of how I order these, it's not going to make no difference. I don't think. I don't think the game cares. I am curious though. Let's try to see if it does make a difference. See if we can trick the game. We'll put Gilbert Brackens third. Technically, my order would actually be Brackens, Royal, then Welch, but maybe the game like reads your draft board or something. I don't know. But the order technically would be Brackens, Royal, Welch. I will change it for leave. Just so there's more clarity. Brackens, Royal, then Welch, then Cassius Carter, and then any of these wide receivers here I would take if I had to. Jelani Flowers, I'll move Carter Mills up. I'll probably move Denton Thurman up as well above Jelani just because I do need middle linebacker depth way more than defensive tackles. Obviously offensive lineman there just to keep everything in line. I'm not going to order the 2nd and 3rd rounders. I will move Craig Edmonds up and Javonte Wild as well. I'll probably actually move Javonte up several spots to like right there because we do want a corner of the future. Diamond Riddle, Le'Veon Andrews, he's a 5th round guy. I'm not going to move him up there with the rest of the guys. I mostly just wanted to order our 1st round. So this is pretty much what I'm looking at. We just gotta hope at least 2 of these 3 guys falls to us. Brackens, Royal, Welch. Man, I hope we get Brackens. I really do. I would like to have Royal as well, but I really want Brackens. I don't know. I have a good feeling about him. He fits our scheme. 1st round talent. He tore up the combine pretty good for his position. Royal though, I mean, he did a whole lot better than he did and has a worse combine grade, which is weird to me. But that is kind of our plan. That is what I'm wanting. And again, like I said, I want to see if I can just trick the game. Maybe the computer will be like, oh, he's got Brackens number 1, so we need to take him because that's who he'll take. But yeah, I think that's a good place to end. I will probably go straight into the draft. It is very late while I'm recording this, but I don't care. Might as well do something. So I'll probably go straight into the draft right after this, but it'll be the next episode for you. As always, I don't know how to end the episode. So we'll just look at Doug Peterson ponder and browse Reddit and reply to